Y'all, I don't think I need to explain to anybody that this country and this world is going through some very serious spiritual warfare and some, quite frankly, very obvious demonic attacks from Lucifer, Satan, the devil, literally himself. And we see it no harder and faster and more intense than in the movie and song and music and film industry. I don't need to go into Lil Nas X. I don't need to go into Demon Shoes. I don't even need to go into all the deep fakes in the music industry. Let's go to movies today. So today I would like to talk about the film industry and how it is just blatantly pushing Satan, demons, and basically making everything evil, corrupt, and horrendous out to somehow be the good guy. I didn't think it was possible, but here we are. So, as some of you may know, HBO Netflix had this TV series called Lucifer. This started in 2016 and it went on for 6 whole seasons. The premise of the show was that Lucifer himself came to Earth, specifically to Los Angeles, and started living his life there, promoting him to be this charismatic, fun, good guy that's just, misunderstood. And he's actually a pretty great dude. You just have to, get to know him better. This show was horrendously terrible. I shouldn't have to explain anymore that a TV show promoting the devil himself as, a regular old guy, one that you would like to get coffee with or something, is a good guy. It is probably a freaking lie. Another TV show that is just, promoting all of the evil kind of stuff that we should all be collectively agreeing is wrong was one called Big Mouth. Now, this show actually came out back in 2017, and it had 7 seasons. This show specifically was drawn around this kid named Nick, who was going through puberty. And in this show, children, Nick, who was the main character, Nick Kroll, has puberty monsters, as you can see here. They're very sexualized. And the entire premise of this show was that they're embracing their sexuality, they're exploring it with each other, and they're having no shame, and it's all fun and games, and it doesn't matter what you decide to do with your body and who you do it with, because you're just a child exploring your sexuality, and this is natural and normal, and you should want to experiment with this, with different sexes and ages and genders. And oh gosh, I literally watched 5 minutes of this, and I had to stop. I felt gross and dirty and perverted, and it creeped me out. Not gonna lie. The Lucifer TV show I actually see all over TikTok, because you would not believe how many TikTok highlight reels are on this guy, and they literally have created an entire hashtag for him of sexy Lucifer edits, and I'm like, oh, we're now not just glorifying Lucifer, the devil, Satan, we're sexualizing him, and we're giving him sex appeal, which, great, good lord, what is wrong with our generation? But the most recent show I would like to talk about is one called Hazbin Hotel. Now, Hazbin Hotel originally actually aired back in 2019, and they only had 1 season. Now, this show is completely around this character, Charlie Morningstar, who is essentially the daughter of the devil, Lucifer, and I can't even, oh my gosh, I watched 5 minutes of this, and honestly, my spiritual red flags are going off. I kind of feel bad to be talking about this and to be showing all of you guys this, but you know what? We're just going to go straight into the video. You know what? I can't do this justice talking about it, so we're just watch.
Once upon a time, there was a glowing city protected by golden gates, known as heaven. It was ruled by beings of pure light.
So we're going to pause right there for a second. So, to preface this, it is now coming out on Amazon Prime Video, because if I understand this correctly, Amazon purchased this from the creators of Hazbin Hotel, VisiPop. So, That's why it had only one season. Amazon has bought it. They're apparently rebooting it and going back to this. And it's going to be, this new one is going to be based off of this character right here, Charlie Morningstar, because she is the daughter of Lucifer and Lilith. Sorry. Back to the video.
Angels that worshipped good and shielded all from evil. Lucifer was one of these angels. He was a dreamer with fantastical ideas for all of creation. But he was seen as a troublemaker by the elders of heaven, for they felt his way of thinking was dangerous to the order of their world.
Okay. So this is already going off the utter rails. They are turning Lucifer into this dreamer that was simply shunned and exiled from his people because he was just so different and he just was such a radical, free-thinking person. No, he was actually kicked out of heaven because he tried to start a literal celestial war between the fallen angels and Jesus, God, the Trinity themselves, because he thought that he was God and that he deserved better and that he wanted to start an uprising. So already lies, but...
So he watched as the angels began to expand the universe in their ways.
Okay, so another thing, like, this show also doesn't seem to want to actually talk about God. If you've noticed, they haven't said that it was Lucifer and God. They said the angels. Just so everybody knows, and we're excessively clear about this, the angels didn't create anything. The angels were God's creation. God's the one who did the creation. God is the one who's in control. The angels are part of his masterpiece. They didn't expand creation. They're chilling with us in it right now, but they didn't build it. So, continue.
The dust of earth they created Adam and Lilith, equals as the first of mankind. But despite this, Adam demanded control, and Lilith refused to submit to his will. She fled the garden.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so if you guys don't know, there is I don't know if I should call it a conspiracy theory or like just an absolute cult in the world, but they truly believe that before Eve, there was a woman named Lilith that God created, and she rebelled against God and against Adam, and she ran away, and she is the bride of Satan now. People actually believe in this. This is all over TikTok right now. And scrolling through some people's reactions to this video and to just this video being posted, the comment section, oh my gosh, guys, the comment section, there are people actually on there who legitimately believe that Lilith and Lucifer were the good guys in this story. Like, I don't know how we have strayed so far from being able to just take a definition and stick with it. And instead, we live in 2024 where, like, good is literally evil and evil is literally good. And everyone's just like, oh yeah, la-di-da-di-da-di-da. What is wrong with us? What have we done?
Drawn in by her fierce independence, Lucifer found her, and the two rebellious dreamers fell deeply in love. Together, they wished to share the magic of free will with humanity, offering the fruit of knowledge to Adam's new bride, Eve, who gladly accepted.
I'm sorry, Lucifer and Lilith were beautiful dreamers that madly fell in love because they both understood each other's plights and not being accepted by their people. First of all, Lilith don't exist, y'all. Like, I don't know where y'all are getting this. Like, what Bible are you guys reading the Queen James of England Bible translation? Because Lilith is not real. This is not a thing. But somehow, some way, we've conjured this to be true, and now it's an animation. Like, if we were to do this to any other religion, Islam, or if we took Buddha and insulted him like this, or we took Allah and insulted him the way that they are doing to God, to Jesus, and to Christianity, we would literally be hung at the stake, like executed. Guillotine style. You would never be able to step foot anywhere. You'd be canceled so freaking fast. You would lose your job, your friends, your social media, everything. And quite frankly, they would find a way to take all your money while you're at it too and imprison you for it. Because it's happened before in other countries. You think that just because we live in America, we are now above that? Nah. we're screwed all the way around, and it's because of our own ignorance that we have gotten to this point. But my point of that is, Christianity is the one religion that you could openly mock and openly just make blasphemous BS like this and post it and make money off of it. And everyone's just like, oh, it's freedom of speech. This is expression. Or they'll even go as far as saying, well, I'm a Christian and I think this is okay. I don't know what Christian you are, but you and I do not worship the same God. Point, blank, period. Oh my gosh, continue.
But this gift came with a curse, for with this single act of disobedience, evil finally found its way into Earth. With it, a new realm of darkness and sin, and the order heaven had worked to maintain was shattered. As punishment for their reckless act, heaven cast Lucifer and his love into the dark pit he had created, never allowing him to see the good that came from humanity. Only the...
Okay, so... this kind of is the part of the story where I'm like, okay, and so in this version, in this very lied and conjured in some alternate reality version of the story of the fall, he got banished out of heaven with his love Lilith, and he got sent to the place that he created, but in this version, he created it. So why is he mad that he got sent there and he doesn't get to see all the good stuff because he tried to corrupt the good stuff? I'm confused. So you want everybody else to go to the bad place, but you don't want to go to the bad place that you created. In this version. That's not what happened in real life, but you know.
Cruel and the wicked. Ashamed, Lucifer lost his will to dream. But Lilith thrived, empowering demonkind with her voice and her songs, and as the numbers of hell grew, so did its power. Threatened by this, heaven made a...
I'm sorry, what? Lucifer lost his ability to dream, and Lilith thrived, and heaven became... not heaven, hell became overpopulated like this? Bruh. That ain't a good thing. Trust me. Satan and hell, this is not a party. And you know what? I honestly, I can't even be mad at this because I literally watched a TikTok just the other day of this woman. She couldn't have been much older than me. Maybe she's probably my age, in her 20s. And she legit believed that she does not want to sit at the table with Christians because they lie and they deceive, but she would love to go have a dinner with Satan and in hell because at least you will know that he's telling you the truth. Girl, no, he doesn't. Listen, Christians, yeah, we are screwed up, we're flawed, we're broken, we're liars and cheaters and jerks because we're sinful people and that's who we are. But we accepted that. We repented. We asked Jesus, oh my gosh, God, I am so freaking screwed up. I am not a good person. I need you. I need your blood to help cleanse me because you know what? I acknowledge that I am a piece of crap. Please help me. And that's what Christianity is, acknowledging your faults and your sins and giving them before God and saying, I'm not strong enough to carry this burden by myself. Please take this yoke from me. And guess what? He will if you ask. Satan? He is not telling you the truth. He is literally the prince of lies, the king of deception. And you know what? He doesn't care if you're not on God's side. He just wants to make sure that he does not freaking care if you're wanting to party with him or if you're going to be agnostic or whatever you believe. He just wants to make sure that you don't believe in him. That's it. Because you know what? If you are not fighting for Christ, it doesn't matter what else you believe because that means that you're fighting for Lucifer. Because there is only one way to get to heaven, and that gate is thin and narrow, and you do not have to actively be drawing pentagrams in your house and performing rituals with Ouija boards to be on his side. You just have to be not on God's side, the one true God. Breaks my heart, but let's continue watching this.
Truly heartless decision that every year they would send down an army, an extermination, to ensure hell and its sinners could never rise against them.
I'm sorry,
but
what?
Lilith's hope remained, and her dream was passed down to their precious daughter, the Princess of Hell. Don't worry, Mom. I'll make you proud.
Okay. So, that was something. That really was something. So I actually watched the first 5 minutes of the pilot episode to this TV show, Hazbin Hotel. I have never been more uncomfortable and spiritually in my life, okay? There were so many things where I was like, oh my gosh, this is really what the signature of Satan looks like in our world actively to this day. And you know what I find so sick about all of this is that they actively advertise this. They say that it's an adult comedy show, but listen, Hollywood and these people, they know what they are doing. They actively made this appealing to children, so children would click on this and be like, ooh, what is this? Oh, it's a TV show worshiping Satan. And you know what? I think it's the most obvious thing in the world, but there are people who don't. There are people who are susceptible to this because we have conditioned ourselves to just ignore all of the telltale signs. Just all of it. Like, I want to be super shocked about this right now, but then at the same time, there are other TV shows like Lucifer, like Big Mouth. The list literally just goes on and on. These are just the two that I see a lot of and is constantly trying to get into my feed, and I'm like, holy cow, this Satan really is trying to go for some serious spiritual warfare these days. The list could go on for infinity, and if I were to do a whole sit-down video about all of this, you would be disgusted, you would feel perverted, and the video would never end. Because this is the human condition. It's sinful, it's broken, and you know what? I want to say that I'm shocked, but I literally cannot be, because like my dad always says, history doesn't repeat itself, the human condition does, and there is nothing new under the sun on this earth that has not happened before and that God is not already familiar with. We are literally living in the times of Sodom and Gomorrah, and if we do not do something about it now, I don't know if there will be anything left to fight for in the future, because we are losing the very important thing that we have, and that really is our soul. Because at the end of the day, like, so what that you have all of this stuff and all of these things and this technology and these animals in our house, because all of it could disappear in a freaking instant, but your soul, it's true what they say, your soul will live forever, but it is simply a matter of where. Point blank, period. And it can either be with the King of all kings, the Lord of all lords, the person who created you and loved you and yearns for your heart and has a plan for you and your life, a plan not to harm you, but a plan to prosper you and give you hope and a future. Or it can be with the King of demons, the Prince of lies, the Lord of deception and evil and everything that is sick and distasteful and horrific and gory. And you might think it's going to be a party down there, but trust me when I say it's not. And I would beg and plead for your soul, because an eternity is a very long time to regret the decision to not follow Jesus right now while you're here on earth, because our lifetimes here are a fraction of what is infinitely going to come for us. But anyway, that's my little rant for the day. Please go get on to Amazon for this, email them, send in letters, because we have to show that this is not freaking okay and give a little outrage for it. Let's put aside a few things in our very busy lives to express our disdain for when they mock our Lord and Savior. Anyway, peace.